is something strangely unsettling about living next to people you barely know. You might exchange polite smiles or a quick wave, but you never really know what goes on behind their walls. That's exactly what happened to me 3 years ago when I moved into a quiet suburban neighborhood in Michigan. The street was calm, the houses looked identical, and every lawn was neatly trimmed like something out of a postcard. My neighbor, Mr. and Mrs. Kent, were an older couple who lived right next door. I wasn't looking for friends, just peace. But soon, peace became the last thing I had. It started one evening when I was unpacking in the basement. I heard something through the wall, muffled sobbing like someone crying softly. It was faint but human. I froze. Maybe it was a TV, as if someone was hitting the wall. I shrugged it off. Maybe the Kents had a grandchild visiting. The next night, though, it happened again, only this time the sobbing turned into a scream that abruptly stopped. My heart raced. I went upstairs and looked outside toward their house. Their lights were off. Everything was quiet. Days turned into weeks, and the sounds kept happening, always late at night, always coming from their basement wall that was shared with mine. I started recording it on my phone. The audio captured strange murmurs, chains rattling, and something that sounded like scratching. I showed the recording to another neighbor, Susan, who lived across the street. Her face turned pale. "You hear that too?" she whispered. "You're not the first one," she told me. The Kents had lost their only daughter 10 years ago. She went missing one night and was never found. The police searched the area but came up empty. After that, the couple became reclusive. Curiosity turned into fear when one evening I saw Mr. Kent dragging something wrapped in a blanket from his car into the basement entrance. It looked heavy, and I swear I saw what looked like a small hand fall out for a second before he covered it. I called the police immediately. They came, knocked on his door, and after a quick routine check, they left, saying it was nothing. I felt helpless and paranoid. That night, I couldn't sleep. A small hole had appeared at the bottom of the wall dividing our basements. Inside that hole, I saw an eye looking straight at me. I screamed and ran upstairs, locking every door. The next morning, the hole was patched perfectly, like it was never there. The police didn't believe me when I told them, but I knew what I saw. Days later, the Kent's house was suddenly empty. No moving trucks, no goodbye. They were just gone. But the sounds didn't stop. They were now coming from my side of the basement wall. Maybe it was never the Kents, maybe something darker lived beneath both houses all along. When I was a kid, we lived in a quiet cul-de-sac. Everyone knew everyone except for the man behind the wooden fence. We called him